I want to change lives. I want to show people how to progress in their money. I want to show people how to progress in their mindset. I want to show people how to progress in their brand so that way they can take care of their family, take care of their finances, and experience freedom.
All right, so I'm so excited today, man, because I have someone very special on the Progression Show today. I have Phyllis Weaver. Man, I connected with Phyllis. She's a speaker on the Progression Conference National Tour. I'll be seeing her in the next couple of weeks and speaking on stages with her in the next couple of months. And I'm so excited to have her on the show, man. She's a real estate investor, a real estate investor teacher, as well as she teaches people how to take care of their health, their body, so that way they can take their lives to the next level. Thank you for being on the show, Phyllis.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. So, let's take a deep dive into your mind, but let's talk about health. And let's talk about the meaning behind health and why is it important to be healthy, but what does healthy really mean? So let's start off with that. What does healthy really mean?
Well, to be healthy means that your mind, body, and soul, in my opinion, has to be all in alignment. You, as far as having to have the right foods, the right nutrition, to make sure that you're physically fit and that you're preventing, or at least trying to prevent, from having any type of long-term health issues.
Gotcha. So you're in a place where you're preventing long-term health issues. That's what being healthy really means.
Yes, that's what I think. I think that you need to not wait until you start feeling like something's off. You need to be proactive and also think about your family history. And if you know that something has been running in your family, then you need to really look into that and make sure that you are doing all the things that you need to do. Make your doctor's appointments and keep them. I know a lot of people don't want to go to doctors unless they're sick, but sometimes there's something going on inside you and you don't even know that it's happening. So it's really important to have a physical and find out what, have a baseline at least of where you are. And that way you can catch a lot of things early if you don't wait too late. So I think that the best thing is to, learn what's going on in your family, know your body, understand what's going on, and to make sure that you're getting the right amount of water, sleep, exercise, and nutrition.
And what even inspired you to have interest in the health space and in working with people and being health conscious? What even inspired you?
Well, I always wanted to do something in the healthcare field. My mother used to work as a LPN, and I always was interested in what she was doing when she would go and sit with patients, and I would ask her questions. But I always wanted to help people. I don't know why, but even when I was younger, I was always involved in physical activity. I loved being on different organizations and learning what makes the body tick. And so that was one of the things that, one of the reasons why I went into it. At first, I thought that I wanted to be a nurse until I was on a weekend team in college. And I had a really hard time dealing with working in the hospital with the sick people because I would feel their pain and I had a hard time separating. So I knew that nursing wasn't it. So I decided to branch out into pharmacy because that way you can still be involved in people's health without being right there in the mix of it with all of the blood and all of those type of things that you see in a hospital setting.
And what is it that you do now?
Now, I'm still a pharmacist, but I branched out into being a certified holistic health coach. And I'm also working towards a certification in life coaching. So what I do now is to help people who have chronic illness, who are struggling with their weight, to be able to have a healthy, fulfilled life. And so I go about that with helping people to change their habits and lifestyles. And when you do that, that's what you do. That's something that you'll do for life. It's not
Right.
just a Band-Aid.
Right. And then what created that to be such an importance to you?
Well, when there was a time in my life where I was going through a whole lot of stress, and my mother passed away, and I was going through a divorce at the same time, and I ended up gaining over 60 pounds. And I knew that diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, kidney disease, all of that ran in my family. And when I started having issues, just doing my daily activities, I knew that I needed to make a change. And so that's when I moved towards changing my lifestyle, changing my relationship with food, and getting back on a regular exercise program, because I had kind of slacked off. And that also helped with stress when I started working out regularly. And so that was what kind of kick-started me into becoming a health coach. But as a pharmacist, I pretty much did health coaching on a daily basis, but it was in a kind of different way because we were doing more pharmacy counseling, but I still talked to people about being proactive about their health and doing things to prevent further problems with their disease state.
So where you want to be at essentially is in the preventative space. You want to you want to prevent disease. You want to prevent the challenges. You're not in the space of curing the disease or curing the challenge. You want to be in preventing like it never even came. That's phenomenal, and I acknowledge you for that. So, and what you're telling people is that, hey, focus on preventing, and one of the strategies is to recognize your bloodline, so that way you don't have to experience what Phyllis went through, and Phyllis can use her pain to support other people in progressing in their lifestyle. Is that what it is?
Yes, that is exactly it, because I saw my father had a couple heart attacks, and my mother ended up having severe high blood pressure, and her kidneys started going down. And so she was on dialysis over 10 years. And so that really triggered things in my mind that I want to help other people, to prevent other people from going through that. And also, almost everybody in my family, especially on my father's side, has diabetes. And on my mother's side, one of her brothers actually hadn't been diagnosed with diabetes, but we realized that he had it later on because he had an injury on his toe and it wouldn't ever heal. And eventually he had to have his leg amputated. And so that's one of the reasons why I really, really want to help people who have chronic illness, especially diabetes, because a lot of times people don't realize they have it. They don't pay attention to injuries that don't heal properly or bruises that don't seem to go away. And sometimes they wait too late, like my uncle did. He didn't think anything of it. And that one little wound on his toe ended up turning into gangrene, and it spread up his leg. And he did have like part of his leg amputated and then eventually the whole leg. So if I can help anybody prevent from having any amputations or heart attacks or anything like that, and being on dialysis, I mean, that was really rough on my mother. It took a toll on her.
So, and in those experiences, you put energy towards being health conscious. And thank you for making us aware, because, you know, if anything that this podcast can do for someone is wake them up and say, hey, get focused on your health and start taking care of yourself. And you don't even know how one little cut or one little bruise or one little infection can hurt you so bad. Thank you for bringing awareness. So now share with us a little bit about your real estate business.
Well, with real estate, I'm working with Renatus. It's an educational program that is one of the best in the countries, and they teach you about real estate investments in all levels. They teach you the basics of buy and hold, which is rentals, fix and flips. They give you a foundation on what you need to know. They talk to you about the business aspect as far as getting your finances, forming groups, and also I like the fact that you're never alone, that there's a community of Renatus family that's out there to help you. We have different classes that go on all through the day, and there are groups in the evenings where you can get on and learn even more. They teach taxes and a whole bunch of legal things that some of the other organizations don't give that to you. I know that I had been involved with another organization, an investment type company, years ago, and you hear about them on the radio a lot. They come around and have like different seminars. But then once you go there for that seminar and you pay your money and then you pay the money to get invested, then you're left. There's no support, and you have to go out and try to figure out everything on your own. And so the one thing that I do like about Renatus is there's always somebody that you can contact if you have a question.
Gotcha. Yes. So, you know, that's exciting. Now, what do you do with the company?
Right now, what I plan to do is to share the education with others who are interested in having an investment organization, an investment company, anybody who's interested in trying to expand their financial freedom and having generational wealth. I am offering and sharing my knowledge about what Renatus teaches. And also, I plan to purchase rentals, maybe a fix and flip, but my focus is mostly on rentals. And I do desire in the future to find a larger property. I have a dream to purchase a larger property. I have big dreams.
That's truly exciting. Now, are you training and teaching others as well?
At the moment, I haven't started training, but I do plan to in the future. But at the moment, I'm still working towards getting everything under my belt, and then eventually get the properties that I want to use for a women's facility, and women's facility for those who have been impacted by domestic violence, and purchase another building to house homeless. Those are my big dreams.
That's great, man. You can see in you the heart that you have and what you're doing with people. So what is it that you want the world to know about you, Phyllis? What is the message that you have for the world?
Well, the message that I have for the world is I want everyone to know that it doesn't matter what you have gone through, even if it's seems like it's devastated you and you felt like you weren't going to get up and continue, and you maybe even lost yourself. I just want you to know that anything is possible if you just get up and try and be determined and be resilient and follow your dreams. And I want to be remembered as someone who had compassion and a heart to do the best for others and my family, to make a big difference globally.
And what do you want to offer the world? What do you want to give to the world? That's a deep question, man.
It is. It's like there was a guy that used to say things that make you go, Well, that's one of them. So I want to offer hope and give people the ability to move forward if they feel like they don't know what to do. I want to develop programs to help people who feel like they don't have the skills, or they don't have the confidence, or they don't have what it takes to be successful.
And why is that?
Because I have seen that in my family and friends who have had dreams and things didn't work in their favor, and some of them just gave up. And I don't want people to feel like there's no hope. And so I want to help impact the world. I want to impact nationally, internationally, especially with healthcare. There's so much out there. There's so much information out there that people don't access, and some of them may not even have access. But I want to be a person who makes a difference to help people to change their lives so that they won't have all of these organ system issues. One of the things that I didn't mention is that I was diagnosed with autoimmune issues about 6 or 7 years ago. And so that also made a great difference in my life. It was just after I had lost all of that 60 pounds, and life was good. I felt good. I was back to myself again, and then bam, all of a sudden my body just started going haywire, and I didn't know what was happening. And so I had to even go into another gear and start looking into other types of vitamins and minerals, and looking into.
So what is the mindset behind that? Let's talk about the mindset. What is the mindset that you had to, and we're going to get into what you're going to be talking about at the Progression Conference as well. But what is the mindset that you had to go through as you were overcoming all these challenges? What is the specific mindset that you were experiencing? And then how did you overcome?
Well, to be honest, when I was diagnosed with lupus and fibromyalgia and mixed connective tissue disorders, and it was a whole host of things, I was depressed. I was depressed. I had come off of my high, and I was depressed because everything that I had heard about lupus was devastating, and I actually had lost a family member from lupus, and so I just thought that it was an automatic death sentence at the time. And so it was hard. I had so many specialists that I had a girlfriend who had to take me to one of my appointments, and she said, "Phyllis, how many specialists do you have?" And I think I had maybe about 8. And when almost all of your organ systems are shutting down, it changes your whole perspective on life. You know that you have to do some research, and you can't give up, especially when you have a family. So my mindset was, I was determined. I was determined to find out what I needed to do on my own, as well as finding out from the doctors what I needed to do.
Got it. And so share with us, what are you going to be, so I'm excited to have you on the Progression Conference National Tour. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm excited. I kind of have like a little bit of nervous energy, a little scared because I've never done anything like this before. So I've been trying to, work out what exactly I'm going to say is not straight about health, but is a little bit in there. It's a combination of all parts of
What
health.
are you going to be sharing at the Progression Conference National Tour with the city that you're speaking on?
I'm going to be speaking on how I went through some personal setbacks and how that almost made me disappear. I felt like I was not me anymore. I felt like I had lost myself because I had gotten so involved with being a wife, a mother, a professional, and there was no space for me, for my personal health. And then I was going through a little bit of domestic violence there. And so I talk about how you just gotta, with faith, I survived a lot of things because of my relationship with God. And so I speak about how you have to just be resilient, persistent, and don't give up. And when it seems like you're disappearing, you're not. You're there. You're still there. You just got to reach deep down inside and find that person that you used to be before you got into this particular situation. It doesn't have to be anything like, domestic violence, but whatever it is that has made you feel like you're not yourself anymore and that you have lost who you are and you don't have a place in society anymore, then you just need to step back and with faith, believe that you're going to come through it and you're going to be triumphant, you're going to be successful, you're going to still be able to go after your dreams. And, you know, the point of it is to not give up and realize how valuable you are, and how you have worth, and you are beautiful, and you are loved, and you are someone that's special. And yeah, you might be different, but God made everybody different. Everybody's unique. Everybody has their own personality, their own gifts. And your purpose is to share the gifts that you were born with to the world, to make your life better, to make other people's lives better, and to also have, you know, God to be proud, to be a blessing, you know, for God.
Dang, that's going to be one heck of a talk that you're going to do. I'm excited to learn more. Where can the people who are listening learn more about you?
Where you can go to Discover Ultimate Health LLC at Phyllis.coach on Facebook. My email address is Phyllis at Discover Ultimate Health No, I'm sorry. It's Phyllis. Got my tongue twisted. Phyllis at discoverultimatehealth.com. That's my email address. And if you want to call me, it's 919-429-0835. And I am also on Instagram, and that's at Phyllis Weaver 38.
Thank you so much for your opportunity, Phyllis. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. You are a blessing to the world, and I can't wait to be on stage. And for the people who are listening in, if you want to be a part, if you want to see Phyllis at her talk, and you want to be part of our National Progression Conference Tour, visit progressionticket.com. Once again, that's progressionticket.com. You'll see Phyllis there. You'll meet me. The Progression Conference is a one-day business seminar where I teach you how to scale your business, grow your sales to explode your income, show you how to market your brand, as well as give you the personal development and strategies and techniques to overcome the challenges that us entrepreneurs go through. I thank you so much, Phyllis, once again for being on the show, and I'll see you at the Progression Conference.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be there.